episode 6 of Create Astral. In this episode, we've got two jobs today. First, we're going to work on this thing. I'll explain what that is in a sec. And then I also want to do some more food production. The food's just kind of fun to do, and I've been eating nothing but egg sandwiches for the last several days. That's not the best way to live. So this machine over here is actually just another one of our sand machines, like that one. However, I did a couple modifications to it, mostly in the back, which is to speed it up. Now to do that, underneath here, there's actually a whole bunch of water wheels, and if we take this thing back here, I might actually stick a torch back here. You can kind of see how this works. There are like different layers of water wheels here, and I think there are like 4 or 5 of them in there, so that gets us the speed that we need without overstressing the system. But the idea here is that sand gets produced here, then we're going to have the sand come out of here into a machine that's going to wash the sand into clay, hopefully effectively, and then we're going to have a separate machine that's going to cook the clay into bricks so that we can then actually make the bricks. Now you'll have noticed possibly that there were a couple of cobblestones that flew out of there. I think this is actually going too fast. I don't think it's a problem for right now, but you'll notice it's like just not dropping into that chute. I think maybe I need to extend this up one more thing, put a chest underneath it, so that that then falls into the chute and then into the millstone. But I'm not really sure yet. Either way, I'll fix that off camera because that's not going to be a super interesting thing. But let's get started on the washing machine. So to make our washing machine, we're going to have to start off finally using some belts. And I actually have a thing for funnels already, so we can collect those. But then we're going to need some mechanical belts, which is 3 rubber and 3 dried kelp. I've been cooking up some of the kelp that we got in our kelp machine to help with that. So I'm just going to make a bunch of these. And now we have those ready to go. So we've completed another quest, and we even get some more belts like that. The advanced storage option number 4, this is an item vault. We're not going to worry about that yet. This would actually be kind of useful, just so we can see what's going on. And that's not even that hard to make, I just need some glass. Might make that in a bit. We also get a stressometer, which is kind of cool. Another chest. The funnels are going to, or the tunnels even, would be really helpful. But we actually kind of want the brass ones before we do that, and I think we need to get to the moon before we do so. But it also means that we can get into automation. We're going to be in kind of semi-automation for most things right now, but that's okay. So, we'll hit go on that. We get a reward as well. We get 3 builder's teas, which you'll remember from a while ago. Bulk processing of create ore stones. We're not going to do that right now, although that is a lot of stuff. That's actually kind of cool. Are these just random words? I'm not sure. Either way, we got the main thing that we need. It's too bad that we've already done that, because otherwise we could get something there going. But let's go start putting together our clay making machine. So for our clay machine, we're going to have this spot along here where the clay is, or the sand is going to travel. And as it's traveling along here, we have a whole bunch of encased fans to hopefully wash it before it gets to the end and then ends up in a chest over here. Now I don't know if that's going to work, but really the only way to figure this out is going to be to test it out. So we're just going to give it a go and see what happens. Let's try 6. Hopefully that's good enough. going to have a belt that goes along here. Actually, I think that means I need to take this out. Good. And these are going to end up in a chest over here. I have 2 copper chests ready to go. And then we need our andesite funnel. So this system will hopefully work. I just realized I actually need to stick these back one more, which probably means that based on where the factory is, got to move the entire thing forward slightly, because I forgot the water needs to be in there. We'll do that in a sec. But then we also need to come up with a way to get these out and over here. Alright, so we've made the basic idea here. We've set up our thing, we got our water in place. The next thing to do would be to power the fans. And to do that, I've made these encased chain drives, which I'm pretty sure is actually a quest. In here, yes, and we get a few more of them as well. I just need to make one, really. However, as I was doing that, I also noticed a couple other things got fixed, or got completed. First off, this one was done when I was making the rubber tree farm. Completely forgot to claim that. So we get some more sails. And we want to try to eventually do that. We get a lot of wool and some XP for that. However, additionally, there's also this automation matrix page, which is gigantic, and I don't quite know what to do with. But I think it's just how to automate stuff. Just because there is a resource does not mean you need to automate it. So we just completed a bunch of other quests from doing so. I'm not going to read that just yet, but you can see a bunch of the stuff that we can automate is already being automated. So that's kind of cool, including andesite dust. I don't think we get rewards for this. It's just we have done this now. This is what I'm actually excited to automate, because that's a pain in the butt to make. But yeah. So let's stick these enclosed chain drives on the back. I think they just go in like this. And then if I'm not mistaken, we just have to power one of them. So if I take a shaft, and I realize this is slightly outside of where our factory needs to be, but I'm honestly not bothered enough to try to change this again. And can we get this to attach to here? I'm willing to bet that the answer is yes. So let's stick another belt here. Let's rotate this around. There we go. Connect these two. Now we have a belt there. And then I think if we pull in here, we're going to have to destroy some of this column, and we're also going to need some gearboxes, which I have. I'll need to go get those in just a sec. It also means turning this thing off, so we can stick a gearbox onto there. Okay, so we're going to stick one here. Then we're going to stick one here. We're going to rotate it around, like so. And one more here. Then we take a couple shafts, connect that up to there, connect that, and I think this should now be doing the thing we want, except for the fact that it's going the wrong way. Is there a way to switch the direction of this? I don't know. Give me a second to troubleshoot that. There we go. Just had to switch those out with cogs, which is a whole lot cheaper anyway. Cool. So now, this is blowing this direction. The last thing that we need to power is our belt, and I think we can actually sneak that in to here. If we get rid of this, let's take this so it doesn't get washed. And we attach this to here, and then I think we just stick another belt here. that should do the trick, except for the fact that's again going the wrong direction. Right. Okay, well I got the belt connected this way, which actually does kind of work pretty well, because then I think we can just stick a funnel here. I think it'll just drop things out onto there. I think. However, then we need to also deal with this, because now this is going the wrong direction again. What if we use another belt? There we go. Okay, so that's now working. And let's see if I can stick a funnel onto the side here. Will that just drop stuff out? No, perhaps I'll need a chute. Oh, it's also pointing inwards, that might be the problem. There we go. Okay, that's encouraging. That's a good sign. Now let's see if this actually changes into clay before it gets to the end. That one disappeared, that's a good sign. That one also disappeared, that means it's getting washed. This also gives us a good idea of how quickly our clay actually gets produced. Because those first ones have done literally nothing. And there's our first clay. Okay, good. And that's going to continue on that direction. And then it should go into there. And that should be in the chest. Yes, okay. Excellent. So, the last thing we need to do for the brick factory is basically to make this same thing again, but this time with lava. I'm also going to make this look a little bit tidier, because right now this doesn't look great. But we'll do that in a sec. So I finished making the lava machine, and as you can see, it's pretty good. We've got the glass in front so it doesn't light me on fire while I'm here. Also glassed up this area. I have a little booth here for AFKing, though I should probably make that look nicer. And it is making bricks. It's currently making worn bricks. But the only issue with this machine is, although it works just fine, the sand, as you just saw there, doesn't have a 100% chance of turning into clay. So I let this thing run just while I was busy doing stuff for like 10 hours, and this is how much clay we got. For 10 hours, that's not a whole lot. And there is a faster way to do this, involving like calcite, I think, and turning that into dripstone, and then milling the dripstone up, and that guarantees you clay. But that would require a whole nother thing, and realistically, if this thing's just running in the background, that is fine. So we can take like a thing of clay balls, stick them into here, those get deployed, and then as they move along, they get to about here, and then they turn into bricks, and then they go into here. So, that thing's pretty much good to go. Other than that, in the background is doing some things. You'll notice that there's like a space here now. I think in the next... Hello? I guess we're too far away for him to see me. Okay. But anyway, I've cleaned out a space here, which will have where our smeltery is going to be. I also started another building over there. That's just going to be a storehouse, basically. I've put a bunch of barrels in there for even more dirt, since the barrel that I had for dirt was empty. And you'll notice that while I've been doing that, I've also just been making extra bricks. If you cook bricks a second time, you get worn bricks, which just adds a little bit of texture to these. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. However, the next thing that I want to do is I kind of want to go back into the quest book and go back to page 0. And I want to go down this begin your chef career. So it's a totally optional route, but I think it would be cool. I kind of also want to do this, but we'll see how much episode space I have left. Ooh, look, I can... There's actually another task for drawers. I should probably do that at some point. Anyway, I'm going to make this thing, and to make this, we need to make a stove. For that, we need some tin ingots, we need a campfire, and we need some bricks. For a campfire, we need sticks, logs, and some coal. which we definitely can do if I don't even have those. I don't currently. But that's where our tree farms come into play. These things are working wonderfully, incidentally, to the point where I'm not really bothering to restock these. I just realized I already had birch. And I have sticks. In fact, the only thing I don't have is charcoal. These things are working so well, though, that I don't really see the point in, right now, refilling the trees. I mean, that's more rubber than I know what to do with, and I'm pretty sure our kelp farm is probably full at this point, because this thing is, although small, it's very efficient. Okay, it's not quite full, but it's getting there. I should really upgrade that chest as well. Either way, we can make our campfire. So we need 3 logs, 3 sticks, and we need a piece of charcoal in between. Good. I need to turn that off because I don't need it continuously crafting. Let's just put some of these things up here. And then I needed some tin. Do I have some in here? Yes, I've just enough. And I knew that I was going to need some bricks, so I've actually kept 4 bricks here. So, we can take the bricks, bricks. This goes here, and I think the campfire goes there, yep, and now we have a stove. So that's completed that quest. This is going to be our food hall. I actually want to put a sign up here. I think this is going to be called the creaking cog or something, because that kind of fits the whole create vibe. Let's go in here and let's put this down. I think if this is going to be sort of a pub or a restaurant or something, this probably needs to go here. Ooh, and it even actually helps illuminate stuff. That's really cool. So, we've done that, and we get some rice. Awesome. And now we have a few other things to do. So we can make a winery kitchen. Since we're not doing vinery stuff yet, we won't worry about that. But we can get some groundwork for other kitchen stuff. So kitchen blocks require concrete. Concrete requires powder, which requires sand and gravel and some dye. I need black and white concrete. So let me put those together real quick, and then we'll have that first thing. So we've got our concrete powder. The next thing to do would be actually to wash it into concrete. Our cobblestone machine here is actually completely full as well. And there we go, we got some concrete. Also threw some stuff in on this side. But to make our kitchen floors, I think we just need to do that. Yes, we got some kitchen floors. Let's just make all of that. That's... What was that sound? That was a weird sound. I know what that sound was. I really should make myself... I guess there's no bows in here, but a makeshift pistol. I can deal with these guys a little bit more easily. He'll be back. That I'm sure of. Oh, and we completed a couple more quests as well. There we go. Is there another one? No. Okay, good. So, we made the kitchen floor. We need a milk jar, which means we need to go find Audie the cow. And I think the rest of these things we should have. So let's go do that real quick. We make our milk jar by putting glass around a milk bucket and one of these. And good, it doesn't use up our thing there. What else do we need? We need a fridge, which is an iron door and a chest, which is just iron ingots. That should be easy enough. Do I have iron ingots on me? Did I put them in here? I sure did. So let's make an iron door. And let's make a chest. then we make a fridge. Good. Next thing we need is an oven, which is a furnace, specifically black stained glass, and some more iron ingots. That should be easy enough. So we make our oven. And the last thing we need is a cooking table, which requires terracotta. And a book, interestingly, as well as just some sort of polished whatever, or just tough. The terracotta is going to be interesting. That means that we actually need to use some of our clay that we've been making, which means we have, I think, like 5 fewer bricks, but that's fine. We'll make do with what we have. I can make 2 clay blocks. Let's put those in there. More bricks. And I guess we'll have to wash some more sand. Now the other thing that I'm not sure about is we need cooking for blockheads, which actually requires us to make a diamond. I think, do we have this? Apparently we have to cook our book that we got a long time ago. Let's wait for this to turn to clay. So we'll need our old book, which is not in here. Did we ever get that book? We have a skillet, but that's not what we need. Maybe we don't have that book. Is this a reward? Not that I see. It kind of looks like for some reason we need to have one of those before we can do that. Okay, so cooking for blockheads 2 we need, which requires cooking for blockheads 1, plus some diamonds and some crafting tables. To get that... Okay, so I can just smelt a book. Okay. Do I have any just normal books? I have an enchanted book, I have a mending book, but not a normal book. I think I can make one, though. I have 2 pieces of paper. Let's grab 3 sugarcane, that'll be easier. And a piece of leather. And then let's make some paper. Make a book. And then we cook the book. Now while that's cooking, we're actually going to need some diamonds. And as I discovered, you can't use an iron pick to get diamonds. Instead, what you need to do is you need to actually make a mechanical drill, like we have for our various machines, and hand crank that to get the diamonds. So I've found a lot of diamonds. I have yet to harvest any of them. But we're going to need to first make ourselves another drill. We're also going to need our hand crank. So let's make our drill. We have our hand crank ready. So let's head down into the mines and find some diamonds. So here at the bottom of our very big hole, there are actually some diamonds just in here. There's a couple there, from where I mined out a bunch of tuff. There's some more there, and if I go down these various mine shafts I've dug, I can actually find even more. So, we're going to stick that there. Of course it's facing the wrong way, because every time I put anything in create, it's always facing the wrong way. So let's rotate that so it's the right way. And then we'll start hand cranking, so we can hopefully get this diamond. I'm pretty sure that this is how this works. Yes, so we now have 1 diamond. We then have to pick up the entire thing, put it back, and then we do it again. So diamonds are not a very fast process, as you can see. I'm going to finish mining this vein. It actually looks like a pretty good vein, to be fair. I also don't know how we deal with fortune, but I suspect that might be a Tinker's thing once we get that, or a Hephaestus thing once we get the smeltery ready. Alright, 8 diamonds. That's pretty good. That was quite a big vein. I didn't quite realize how big that was. There's more down here, but I think for now, these 8 will do us just fine. It's also a lot of work, turning that crank all the time. I wonder if there is a way to automate diamonds. I would imagine so. I just don't know what it would be, and I'm sure the process is very involved. So it looks like we make diamonds out of prismarine. The prismarine itself is kind of a pain in the butt to get, especially where we are now, so I don't think we're going to do that anytime soon. Either way, I think we now have all the things that we need. I just need a little bit more wood for 2 crafting tables. And then we need our terracotta to make the cooking for blockheads 2. We have to sacrifice 2 of our hard-earned diamonds. We put this in here. We put the terracotta on the bottom. I think I can just do this with the cobblestone. Nope, apparently not. Can we do it with tough? I should imagine so. Can it be cut tough, though? Nope. Okay. Do I have anything else in here? Let's try smooth stone before I completely go all the way back to find something that will work. Nope, that doesn't work either. Let's just double check. What all can we use in here? Andesite, diorite, granite. We should just be able to use stone. So I'm not entirely sure why I can't use smooth stone. Do I have any just normal stone in here? No, I do not. But we can cook some up, and that should be fine. And I bet I can probably do the same with these things. In fact, why don't I take some cobblestone that we have in our generator? Because this thing is so full, I think even the hopper is full. There we go, cooking table. So, that quest is now complete. And I get grid white concrete. Nice. Amusingly, to get these 2 things, I apparently need to get them again, and then I get a singular steak. So let's go back in here, and let's redecorate some of the floor in here with some of our new stuff. So we now have an oven. That probably can go against the wall here, like so. Same thing with the fridge. That can probably go in the corner here. It looks like it's just a storage container. We have our cooking table, which can probably just go like that. Apparently, it will just help us see how to make things, which is cool, based on what we have. So I think if I put this in here... Well, that was interesting. I guess it'll just continuously do stuff with this? Not really sure how this works. I've never fiddled with it before. But that's kind of cool. And also what we can do is we can remove some of the floor here and put in the kitchen floor that we used, which I think actually takes all of the various cooking with blockhead stuff and combines it all. That way it can still technically be connected. So if you take all of this, and let's keep taking away some of this stuff. We'll just make this entire area back here kitchen floor. And actually, we probably want to do this section here as well. We'll leave it there, though. And I think what this does is it makes all of this interconnected. And also, this texture just looks kind of cool. So, if I click on this versus this, I think all of these things can be connected somehow. Not entirely sure how that works, but it's kind of neat, and I think it's a good start. The next thing we need, we'll either need straw, which requires us to find rice, or we can make these. Now, the skillet, I think I have, but I might have to actually craft it. So that's going to require some tin and a brick. We'll need an advancement, which is dinners served, and we need a cutting board. The cutting board looks like it's the easiest thing. There's also not a crafting table in here somehow. So let's stick down a crafting table. Maybe that goes here. And let's make a quick cutting board, which I've actually made one of already, but not when we had that unlocked. Because I think the only way to strip the rubber tree logs for our rubber tree farm over there was to use a cutting board. So next we're going to need some tin. And we'll need a single brick, which we have over in our factory. And with those, we can make ourselves a new skillet. Now the skillet, in addition to being fairly effective as a weapon, in fact, I think it's better than our sword. It is better than our sword. It just has a lot slower attack speed. But we can stick this on the oven, and that gives us a new achievement. So we're almost done with this. It's just figuring out dinner is served. And for that, we're actually going to need to go into advancements. We're going to have to look for wherever the food is, which I think is Farmer's Delight. And we're going to need to make a cooking pot, which requires us to make a bonfire as well. So we'll have to do a couple more things. Ooh. So let's do those. Now we can make our cooking pot. I think we also need another campfire, which is fine. And then we need something to cook on the campfire, so we'll take this raw chicken that I have lying around. Don't ask where it came from. And I think we can... Don't love the idea of just sticking this on the ground here. Maybe I use a gridded concrete. That'll do for now. Oh no, I forgot how tall this is. Let's not do that. Oh, I forgot that these things explode when you take them down. Let me make another one. So, we can throw a chicken onto there. Or do we have to... Ow. Do we have to right-click? How do we put chicken on? Oh, there we go. We just do it like that. I suspect we're also going to need to take this thing back off, because I think the cooking pot might need to go on to there. And we've gotten the thing. Okay, cool. So now we can claim this. With Goljalabala, we get one of those. We can probably stick it in the fridge for now. Oh, look, we can actually see how we can make cooked chicken amazing. And our chicken's cooked. Excellent. Can we see what we can do with the cooked chicken? No. We can put both the cooked chicken and the raw chicken in the fridge. So after that, we need to gather 84 melons. 64 melons. And we get a bunch of copper ore. Bunch of pumpkins, we get iron ore. And cactuses, we get gold ore. But I think that's a pretty good start on that. The last thing I want to do is I do know where there is some rice. I was bored and just was boating around. And if we look at the map, first of all, that looks pretty good. But if we look at the map way down here, there is this island. And on this island, there's this... It's not a village, it's like a train station. But I didn't explore it yet. I just saw that it was there because I thought that was a thing that we should do on camera. So I'm going to sleep, and then we're going to set off on our adventure and see where that takes us. So we've reached the shore of this mysterious island. To start with, we have this weird little structure here. I don't know if this has like the... Oh, there's a piece of rotten flesh there. I don't know if this has like the suspicious gravel or suspicious sand or whatever it is. I also don't know if there's a way to like actually find anything in here. I guess we can just have a quick dig around. Oh, look! Immediately, treasure chest. There's a couple of sniffer eggs. And a fishing rod with curse of vanishing. Okay. Well, let's dig this out real quick and see if there's anything else hidden in here. Looks like probably not. Let's just be thorough. This is also, I think, the first place I've seen magma blocks like this. Yeah, I think that there's probably no other treasures hidden in here. Probably. Ouch. So let's go on to the main course then, which is this little settlement here. So if we have a look at this, it looks like there's a little some sort of abandoned building here. There's some hanging roots here. There's what I'm guessing used to be a bed, as well as a pot. Actually, I might take that pot. Those are more bricks that we need. I just realized this whole thing is made of bricks. I might steal the entire thing. There's a crafting station, which I don't actually need. There's some wild rice, which we are going to collect. It looks like it needs to be in water. Do I get wild rice from that, or do I have to plant the rice? Is this how I plant rice? Yes. Okay, that's good to know. So with this rice, I can now make a rice farm. There's another loot barrel, apparently, here, with more bricks. Some more cogs. The sticks I don't really need. The rails might be handy, and spruce logs are fun. Over here, this looks like just a sort of, I don't know, like a supply tent. So we can take their pumpkins. So we do have a quest for pumpkins as well. This looks like just a little bit of a path. Oh, there's a well here. I wonder how far down that goes. I don't really want to break it because it's kind of cool. It doesn't look like it goes very far at all. I think it's dried out. Let's put this polished andesite back. And the cool part of this is that building. If you look here, this is like a little train way. There's some train tracks, but the train seems to have stopped here, and they did not bother to make any of the rest of the trail, any of the rest of the track. This doesn't really surprise me, if I'm being completely honest, because where are you going to take a railroad on an island where that's what's made out of it? Like, there's no purpose. That's fine. The important thing is that there is some more buildings in here with some more stuff that we can probably take. For example, this lantern. I will happily take that. Up here, it looks like we have a tinker station. I think we already have one of those, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. There's a little path down there. There's a thing here. Coal barrels, which are kind of cool looking. There looks like there might be a basement here, but we'd have to excavate it. There's some more bricks here. We'll take a coal barrel, sure. Oak log, sure. We probably don't need we don't need those things. Mossy ladder's kind of cool, but I don't know that we really need it. Let's just have a quick dig down to make sure there's nothing else down here. Well, it does look like there's a cave. Do I have torches? I do. Oh, and it just leads back outside. I probably didn't want to fall into that, because I think it's going to be a pain in the butt to get back out. No, it's fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any cool things hidden underneath here, so we're just going to build our way out. Where is the hole? Why can't I jump? There we go. And then there's just the railway entrance here, which is also kind of cool. There's another chest. There's a depot here, which we will take. It looks like we need an axe for that. If we ever need to come back and grab some rails, which I do want to make trains, but we'll do that some other point. Oh, interesting. There's a train signal, which we do not have. The blank patterns aren't super useful, but we'll take them. What do we not need? We don't need the gravel, we don't need the dirt. And some train casings. These I do not think are super easy to make. We'll need sturdy sheets, andesite casing, and molten obsidian to make any of those. So a little bit of a pain in the butt to do. So it's kind of cool that we found those. Either way, oh, look at that. It's a little wagon. More importantly, it has some really cool parts, but I kind of don't want to take it apart because it looks really cool. Yeah, I think we'll call the episode there as it's raining in this little cool villagey thing that I found underneath the slime island over there. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.